Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, we are thoroughly ensconced in spooky season, and the gang over at the Four Horsemen Studios are not going to let a Halloween go by without giving us one spooky figura obscura. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Four Horsemen Studios figura obscura Jersey Devil. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Over the past year, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legions, Valaverse, AWOC, Zesray Studios, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy with how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, we're going to be taking a look at this beautiful package. It does come in the same size box that we're used to now whenever we get a singular figure release for Figura Obscura. And this is just a beautifully designed and painted box here. We have what looks to be like a wintry, snowy depiction of what I'm guessing would be like the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. We do have a mysterious figure here glowing in the woods, that may or may not have something to do with the existence of the Jersey Devil itself. We have a little castle and like a little dog, sort of like, and a deer like hanging out. Maybe it's the magical culmination or intertwining of these different creatures or the different facets of the Jersey Devil's lore. On the inside, we do have this beautiful winter scene here. Same situation, but only at night. So we do have the package here, which I have taken him out because he's actually been on my desk for about a week. And there's a reason for that. We're going to get into it. Here we have some of the artwork here on the side, which will be made into the pin. We have that same artwork wrapping around. And we do have the Leeds Devil runs rampant in Jersey right here. If you want to give that a read, you can pause it and do so. I think I'll leave this backdrop up for a while because it's just so beautiful. Here is the book that Jeremy produced. It's got that same Jersey Devil logo, and it's a pretty substantial read here. We have the credits here, character design by Eric, artwork by Tom Tolman and Nate Barch, booklet content and design by Jeremy Gerard, figure obscura created by Four Horsemen Studios. It's just a lot of like narrative about the Jersey Devil or the Leeds Devil, how Benjamin Franklin fits into the story, Napoleon Bonaparte's brother fits into the story. Let's see how he's become sort of like an urban legend. And we have all this beautiful artwork. Here is the other depiction of the Jersey Devil that's also a pin as well. And then a little write-up about Four Horsemen Studios. And then we have the Jersey Devil version of the Four Horsemen logo. So this is actually really, really cool. So let's get into the figure itself. I'm going to go ahead and slide it out here and show you everything you get. Now, the reason why I already have this guy opened up was mainly because of the wings. I had heard a lot of stories about the wings, and before you ask, yes, the Jersey Devil does come with this base. I haven't tried to get him to stand without it. I'm assuming that he does, but they decided to ship him with a base because of the stability issues with the way the legs bend and how heavy he is with the wings. And so to to be completely honest, I had heard so much about how, like, because a lot of my local friends got this guy in hand about 3 or 4 days before I did. And so I'd heard a lot from my local friends about the wings not snapping in properly, the tail not snapping in properly, and how they droop and they fall over time. And I want to show you, if you guys can see precisely where these wings are in their, like the space that they're in, like how vertical they are and where they are, like their positioning. This is, so what I did was I had heard so much about the loose wings that I talked to Curtis Ackerman. I talked to some other friends in the community, and I said, what were you guys doing with your wings? And they said, Curtis had some great advice. He said, before you ever put them in, before you ever put the wings in, heat up the holes on the back and then press the wings into, like, fit them into the holes, and then run them under some cold water or let them cool off while you're holding the plastic in. Because if you put the wings in and you're trying to, like, rock them back and forth and kind of wiggle them back and forth to get them in place, you're actually rubbing off some of that friction that's needed to help the wings hold in that position. So today is Thursday. I'm filming this review. It'll go up tomorrow on Friday. So by the time you're watching this, through the magic of time travel, you're watching this tomorrow already. On Friday, this guy will have been on my desk for a week. So I opened him Saturday during Greg and I's Double Jointed. This was our double down, and I did not put the wings on him until Saturday after the show was over, and these have been up since Saturday. They have not, this is how they are. They have not drooped. If they have drooped, it is a nominal amount. They have barely moved all week. Now, the tail has fallen out several times. I'm probably going to glue the tail in. I don't mind doing that. I don't plan on getting rid of this figure. So when and if I do, the tail is going to be glued in. Take it or leave it. But my wings have not drooped. Now, you can, of course, if you'd like, angle the top part of the wing up and get some more of that kind of spooky, scary coming at you. But to me, this doesn't look very natural. So to me, what looks a little more natural is when they're a little more horizontal like this. I think that looks great. And then for me, I really prefer if they're kind of down a little bit more like this. So I just wanted to show you, this is how they've been on my shelf, on my desk, on this figure for a week. They haven't drooped. So I would recommend, if you haven't put the wings on your figure yet, heat up the holes with some hot water, some really, really super hot water. I didn't boil it or anything. I just ran it on hot in my sink until it got so hot that I couldn't touch it. And I ran the figure under there for like 45 seconds to a minute. And then I pushed the wings in and then had somebody change it to cold water, held them while we ran it under cold water, and it's worked great. Now the tail will pop off. If I fuss with it too much, yep, see, the tail's going to pop right off. So I'm going to probably glue this in, but the wings have worked great. Now, you're like, but Mark, what do I do if I've already put my wings in and they're already drooping and I've already worked them loose? Well, painter's tape, masking tape, put some of that around the post on the figure and then wiggle them back in. That should hold. That's what I've been hearing a lot of people doing. If you want to go the extra route of some Kiki's Fix-A-Joint, you know, do that. But I am curious to see how he stands. I am glad that they give us a figure stand with it, and I do like this color. I believe the Four Horsemen referred to it as brown. It's definitely, I mean, orange. It's definitely not orange. It's more of a burnt umber, you know, a rust color. But, you know, I'm just going to, like, position him here, and look, he stands up just fine without it. Will he stay just like that on your shelf? I don't know. I don't know how sturdy your shelves are, if people are, like, coming in and slamming doors or walking in front of it, if your flooring is uneven. I don't know. If the shelf is in any way uneven, you can see just by me rocking my desk a little bit, it is kind of moving back and forth. But I do feel like this guy is pretty substantial cloven hooves. Kind of keep him balanced. And if you display him without the wings, even better, right? So this is how the Jersey Devil has sort of been on my shelf for the past week. Like I've said, I do want to show off some of the things he comes with. He does come with 2 gripping hands on horizontal hinges. So we have those on him right here, and then he does come with with 2 gesturing hands, and and I have one of each on him, and those are also on horizontal hinges. And then I believe I've heard people refer to this is like the lower body, or the entire torso and the arms. This is the Frankenstein's monster's body, just cleaned up. So no scars, no scratches, no stitches. So that's what that is. And then there is a character coming out, I believe, in either the Reign of the Beasts, I think. I forgot his name, but he is going to be coming with these legs that are already made like this. So that's what the legs are from. I believe we have found out that this is new, like this little bottom piece. This is the very first time we've had a character that does not have armor hiding the joints, and so you do have this little rubbery loincloth piece type of piece that goes around. It has the little slit right here for the opening for the bum hole, and then we do have like the new neck and the new head and everything. So I do want to pop the head off, and of course, let me do this. This might be best. This is kind of a jumbled review, guys. I realize. Let me take one of my lights here. I'm going to turn it on, and I just wanted to show you how the wings are sort of like translucent. Here, let me turn this down a little bit so it's not so bright. You can see that the wings are on this translucent plastic, and they just look very leathery, and you can see how there's like a gradient closer to the veins. That just looks incredible, and there's holes there because the Jersey Devil was sort of described as having leather-like wings, and so they achieve that with this translucent, and they're very, let's see if you can hear this. It's a very hard plastic. This piece is new here, this piece that goes over the chest. I don't know if it's glued down. I think it might be glued down. I don't know. We would have to watch Curtis Ackerman's Art by Ackerman's channel on his Exploded review to see, but you can see we've got a double ball joint moving around right there. Let's move this guy back, and let's take a closer look at this head sculpt because this thing is pretty impressive. You can see the blood red eyes, some tusks coming up, this wicked set of horns, and then we have this alternate head where he is screaming, yelling, roaring. You've got some nice sculpt work on the teeth, on the inside, pops on just as easily as the other one, and a fair amount of cutout so he can look up about that far, and he can also look down on his victims. You can see that the main part here on the neck has holes, or has slots cut out for the wings to be able to move in position, and you can see that it looks like that even that little back part is open, so they didn't even anchor it into that part, which is really nice. You do have the tail, which is cool, and I do believe that this piece is removable. So I've heard that people would remove the tail but glue this piece in, so that if you do need to remove it, you can remove it from the joint. The tail is forked, and it is on a rubbery, bendy wire, so you can get some nice bends there. As far as articulation goes in the legs, legs can look up that far, can have double joints right there. You've got an articulation point right here, so you can get that backwards, sort of bend backwards look like goats and horses have. You've got some hinge and some rocker on the cloven hooves, and that just looks pretty incredible. This guy is very, very nice in his sculpt work, but that is what is come to be expected from the Four Horsemen. They do not skimp on the sculpting or the paint work, and you guys know that. If you collect their products, then you know exactly what you're getting. We're going to go ahead and put him back on his base. We're going to go over, if I don't knock the camera over, we're going to look over his accessories. Here are the other two hands, one of each, as far as like the gripping hands go. He does come with some weapons that we're going to see later again in both, I believe, the Cosmic Universe and later in Mythics. And so he's got like this club that looks like a jawbone with the teeth painted a different color and like leather wraps around. And then this big, huge bone with the leather wraps around. And then he comes with a skull that's not too dissimilar than the skulls we've seen in the heads pack for All Stars Wave 6, which we just took a look at, and the heads that come with Trapiculi. But in case you don't know, this is also a ball joint, so you can fit this on the head of that if you want. And you can have like a skull head club. It is articulated just a little bit, which also means you can put other skulls on here as well. So there is a look at the Jersey Devil, the Figura Obscura, or also known as the Leeds Devil. This is really, really cool, knowing that the Four Horsemen are located in New Jersey and not too far from the Pine Barrens. Doing something that was like a local urban legend to them seemed inevitable. And when we found out that that's what we were getting this year, everybody was like, of course we are. It makes perfect sense. So hopefully you guys have had a chance to go ahead and order this guy and have one in. If not, if you're going to Legions Con, you'll be able to pick one up there. And who knows what we're going to get when this version hits the retailer wave next year. You know, will he be in a different color? I mean, we know he's going to be in a different colorway, but what? Could he be in all white and be some sort of like Wendigo style character? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they could do with him to make him different, because this colorway is so beautiful. I love the dark grays and the browns and then the oranges that come through with the leathery wings and everything. So let me know in the comments down below, did you pick this guy up? Did you pass? Are you waiting for the retailer version? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, be sure to check out our new podcast. Episode 8 just came out this week. It's called Across the Toyverse. You can find it wherever fine podcasts are found. And then also be sure to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.